Oh great, more hybrid experiments, because this worked so well last time. Thank God that was only the intro.
Hey, all you nerds, Gabe, aka Fruity Art here, and in the last episode, Mal filled you in on a secret island filled with new species of resurrected Pokemon.
More proof that the
never
Pokemon
made it to the
universe does not
mainland.
have satellite
You're now
dishes.
making your
How do
way
you have
to
a
the
secret
interior
island?
of the island where an abandoned lab awaits for you.
Like that? No, there is no GPS in the Pokemon universe. Yeah, we almost sent our rocket to the moon in Hoenn. Some planet thing.
This is certainly much
Definitely
easier
spaceships.
said than done. The roads and paths
I mean,
that
original
lead
Hoenn. I don't
up to
remember.
the top
Oh
have
no,
been
we were to
all but
Rayquaza up into
destroyed by
space and
time.
morass.
Rock
Never mind.
slides and mounds of new vegetation block the path regularly, forcing the two of you off into the wilds. It is here that you spot a couple of brand new Pokemon.
Cool.
Well, to start things
hello.
off, we've got a submission from none other than Gibster
This is
himself,
cute.
who voices Mal.
Hey,
He
nice.
has his own Fakemon channel that I will link to down below. His submission is based on early stem mammals like
I swear
Lycosuchus
Gamera thought
and
this in one of his
Megazostrodon.
movies.
Now, I love the inspiration, but
I think
even
it's
more so, I love
Guiron,
that it is
but no,
just
no,
a
that was
teeny
more of a
tiny little
knife. Never
cutie.
mind.
And getting the fur
What
and
if
the
not? What if a
stereotypical
knife had
dino
legs?
scales
It's
in there
Guiron.
helps communicate that
Or Gyron, or however you
transitional
wanna pronounce it.
mammal idea. Now, other than toning down the colors to hair and scalifying the sail on its back a bit, it stayed pretty much
I
the
kind of
same.
like the sail.
So
It's like
let's
a
go ahead and meet
buzzsaw.
Lycosuchus, the stem mammal Pokemon.
Well, whatever. I guess you gotta be more
This
historically
tiny
accurate or
creature
whatever.
sports
Fighting
both
type.
fur
What?
and scales, and
Eh,
is thought
I
to
guess
be
when I
a
think fighting
transitional
type, I
species
think,
between reptilian
Hitmonchan,
and mammalian
Hitmonlee.
Pokemon.
I don't think
Though
that.
incredibly
But I guess that's
adorable,
playing against
little
stereotypes
Lycosuchus
or something.
are very territorial and tougher than they look, and will
It
challenge
evolves into
opponents
something that's
many
more
times their
stereotypical fighting
size.
type.
And its ability, because of that, is Moxie, and that boosts attacks after knocking
Typical.
out any other Pokemon. Unsurprisingly,
Daring today, aren't
Mal
we?
adores this little Pokemon and catches it for themselves.
Mine.
And Mal isn't even sorry about it. But
You
looking
jerk.
around you see another small Pokemon rustling about in a patch of dead grass. This clever submission is from
Interesting.
Escondida17.
Based off of the Mickey
This
Mouse
is
hat.
the first of a two-stage
Wait a minute, you already
line
have
that
Pokemon based off a
references
hat. It's
the
called
massive
Hatina.
tree-like fungus that grew on land
I
before
mean, give it the
trees even
Sorcerer's
existed.
Apprentice hat. It's cool
In
too.
addition to that, Escondida
Wait,
sprinkled
there weren't
in
trees
some
at first. There were
wizardry
fungi.
flavoring.
Jeez,
So what we've got is an ancient mushroom.
the ancient
It looks
world
like
was
a
weird.
wee little wizard, like a little hat. It's so cute. Now I did give it some puffs of spores to accentuate the brim
Looks more
of
like
the
fog
hat.
to me.
And though the original submission was a dual poison and dark type, I am simplifying it down. In fact, you may have noticed that we're getting a lot of monotypes on this island.
Yeah.
Where the existing Paleon Dex is pretty overwhelmingly dual types.
Hey,
so I'm
not
trying
my
to
fault. There's a
remedy
lot of
that
dual
here.
types of Pokemon in
Alrighty, let's go
general.
ahead and meet Necrotot.
Plus, let's
the
face it,
fungus Pokemon.
adding more
This
types is
ancient
just more
species
fun.
of mushroom
more
protects
possibilities.
itself with a cloud of spores, which it manipulates as
More
if
fun,
casting a
arguably.
spell. They prefer
But yeah, you
to
need
be
your monotypes
stationary,
in there, too.
but will walk on their long roots if needed. Though poisonous, they love attention
Although
from their trainers.
it was
And its
usual
ability gets
Luke
to
who
be
brought up an
effect
interesting
score.
point in
I
the
thought
community
that
tab.
worked for like wizardry
I think a
spells,
Pokemon
and that
feels
means contact with them may
when
leave
it
them
gains an extra
poisoned
typing
or
after
cause them to
evolving.
fall asleep or be paralyzed.
Like you got
That's
let's
pretty
say Pineco is a bug
Alright,
type and then evolves
another
into
two
Fortress of
Pokemon
Bug
added to
Steel.
your decks.
It's weak
And
to
even though
flying
they
types,
aren't
and then
cute, it has
and
been
once it
tough
evolves, it's
trekking
like, wait a
through
minute,
this
that
island
flying
to
type
find them.
anyways didn't
Mal walks
hurt as
over and
much.
produces a couple
But then
of
gets hit with a
potions for your
flamethrower
Pokemon.
by a Charizard, and it's like, ow, this hurts more now.
The abundance of healing items.
Wonder what that is from their point of view.
Oh no. I think I spoke too soon because I'm getting really low on supplies already.
Ah, crap, assets. Let's go back to the docks. They had lots of supplies there.
You continue up the winding trail.
No, go
until you
back
come
and get more
across a
supplies.
dusty clearing. It appears to be some sort of excavation site, and you see a number of
Interesting.
fossils poking out of the ground. A table nearby has spots that are labeled for various species, but no specimens are there. this is where we
If
get to
it
have
has
a little
food,
fun,
then it freaking.
and have a kind of little mini
Then I guess the
game or
picnic
side
table
quest.
fell right out of the
You
sky like in
decide
that
to take some
SpongeBob
time
episode.
and explore the dig site
maze
and begin
hedge? I read
pulling
the thing.
up
You know the
wonderfully
one.
preserved
All hail
fossils
the magic
and
conch.
placing them on the table. While you are busy collecting, you see a strange Pokemon stumbling about.
Looks like Cubone fused with a
Time for some more
kangaroo.
cuteness. This ridiculous little creature was submitted by Salvris
Oh, that was
and
that
is
was his
based
name.
on snouters or rhinogrades.
I see.
These were small,
The nose looks like a
shrew-like
mo-
mammals who had super
mole.
specialized
I had the name and then it
hand-like
freaking left my
noses that they could even
left
hop
my brain
around
as
on.
soon as I was about to say it.
Except, the best thing about rhinogrades is that they never actually existed.
What? They're a
They
myth?
were a wonderfully executed zoological prank that Gerolf Steiner put together in the 60s.
Oh, you
Basically,
jerk.
A super detailed scientific document that he used to trick his colleagues, and I think that is hilarious.
You dingle McCringle.
Anyway, you may be asking, what am I doing putting a fictitious creature in the Paleondex? Well,
It's fun.
one, again, I think rhinogrades are really funny, and
There's a
two,
very simple explanation for that.
something
Pokemon are already
strange
fake.
like this fits in with the lab's lore. So let's check out the decks. Here is Snooter, the hand and nose Pokemon.
Adorable. It's got the little
This
Sandile
extremely
colors.
strange creature was
I like how
found
its
around the
nose
lab
looks like a
on Site
hand.
B. There are no examples of Snooter in the fossil
What if its
record,
nose
and
or
it
its
seems
eyes?
to have been an early attempt at the revival process, a hybrid or a combination
So
of the two.
that's where it came
Its
from.
dexterous nose appears to be its main
That's
way
why it's
of
called
sensing
hybrid
the world
experiments.
around it.
Interesting.
And its ability is Frisk, and that lets it see what item the opponent has.
Neat.
Yep, this thing is definitely pretty odd. You're certainly curious about the lab that's farther up the mountain.
What did
but
you
you've already
do?
started something, and you quickly gather up the remaining fossils and display them on the table. It is only then that an exceedingly rare Pokemon digs itself up out of the ground
What?
and runs over to the table excitedly.
No, 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 no,
All
no.
right, this well
It's gonna start
thought-out
licking at
design
us.
is by
Whoa.
Cheerios, based on the
Nice.
Epicyon hedeni, an incomplete fossil that was first theorized to have a more feline head, but then it was discovered it had a more like dog-like head.
Naturally.
So Cheerios took that swapped heads idea and turned it into just a genius direction.
Really?
So we've got a digging Pokemon who finds
Interesting.
bones and puts them on its own head.
What?
Which then grants it stat boosts in battle. And I love that idea.
That's a
How
very
well thought out it
inspired
was, so,
idea.
yeah, I had to put this in here.
I like
Now,
that.
it
I
was
like that a
originally a
lot.
dual type
Using
with
your.
an electric typing, but
I love that
didn't feel
about people.
particularly
They're so
justified.
creative. They take a
And
mistake
we
and
actually
turn
will
it
be
into
set
a
with electric
genius
types in
idea.
DLC, so it will be another trusty monotype. Let's say hello to
People suck
Epixcavate.
generally, but they can
the
also be
bone
really
Pokemon.
freaking brilliant.
Early fossils of this Pokemon were often a mystery, as it was found with multiple heads. Now that it has been restored, researchers have observed that it will dig for fossils and wear their skulls and bones as stat-boosting armor.
Oh, I hope
Because
Cubone was
of
around
this
those
clever
times.
adaptation,
Or maybe it evolved
it
into
is
Cubone
highly
with time.
unpredictable in battle. And its ability then is found armor. So whenever it uses
I think
dig,
this thing's my
it will
fave.
pop back up
Just from the
covered
inspirational
in a
ideas.
random piece of armor.
Epixcavate.
Epixcavate excitedly admires all
Okay, I'll
of the
remember
fossils that you have discovered and actually ends up
Oh!
a little bit of a
It's
fashion
a
show
retro
for
man.
you. It's
Oh,
basically
Bastion.
strutting its stuff and looking cool as heck with its
Elaborate.
various fossils that it plops on its head.
Ooh, Kabutops.
It's so thankful, in fact, that it is basically begging
forgot that
for
one.
you to catch it. Now, with a rare Pokemon at your side, you
I
continue
was, about to
the
have
last
I was bound to have a brain
nearly
fart
vertical
eventually.
stretch to the top of the mountain. Stumbling up over the cliff edge, you and Mao finally pull yourselves up onto a
Should be
clearing.
like a Rampardos
Now,
or
in
something, I
addition to
swear.
the large building that you had spotted from afar, there's also a dilapidated Pokemon Center, which you both sprint
Desperately
to.
desperately
There's
need.
still a small amount
There's
of
not gonna be a
power
Nurse Joy in
that
there,
is
that's for sure.
trickling through the buildings here, and you're able to heal up your Pokemon.
Close call. Hey, buddy.
Is there a
But, how
fossil?
about we
Oh wait, no, there is a
finally check out the
fossil,
lab?
Chansey. There was that
Mal
trumpet thingy.
runs in and you try to keep up. The interior is dark, and sections of collapsed roof have let sprawling vegetation in.
Interesting.
Much of the equipment looks identical to what is back on the main island.
Hmm.
No doubt used to revive the new Pokemon.
No doubt.
You see lists of some of these Pokemon on the wall, including some that you have yet to see. But you have
great.
no doubt that they
Let's
are
try to not
lurking
make another
somewhere on this
unholy
island.
god.
You walk through the dark lab and hear skittering coming from around the hall ahead. There are actually quite a few new Pokemon to be found here.
Is that a Slugma?
Strizzles was an easy choice with their new Primal Klefki. Now, I know I am in the minority, but I actually love Klefki. So a primal form based on flint creating fire was just right
You know,
up
if
my alley.
Klefki looked like
In fact,
this instead of the
if it weren't
keychain,
for
I might have
making
been a
room
lot
for more
nicer to
people's
it. Not just because
designs,
I'm a fire
I
obsessed with
very
fire
nearly
types, but
actually
because this looks more
chose
interesting
two
than
more of
literally
Strizzle's
just
submissions.
keys.
There's a Primal Dwebble and Crystal. Loved them, but of their ideas, Klefki was my favorite. It's just so cute. Now, I went ahead and
No,
gave
it's
it a
not.
couple
It's a
more
bunch of
rocks
keys.
so that it matched Klefki's keys.
Although
a
it
bit
was
more,
very useful in
and
the
came up with a new mouth,
Pikachu
but
game. The
after
first
that, we've
one,
got
I gotta
Primal
signify.
Klefki.
I don't
the
remember so much
Flint
about the second
Ring
one because
Pokemon.
I didn't play it.
This bizarre form of the familiar Klefki
Maybe fair, I never
loves to
finished
collect
Detective Pikachu.
Flintstones
I
and smash
had the
them
game saved
together
to an
to
SD
create
card, and
white
that
hot
SD card
sparks.
got destroyed.
While it is all too capable of
Little
igniting
too close to the
things
water,
with
let's
the
just
flame
say.
atop its head, it prefers to demonstrate its ingenuity by striking stones together in most
Now, what are you gonna
instances. Researchers suspect this Pokemon helped
That's a
instruct
good
early
good
humans,
Pokemon movie,
and its
though.
ability is Levitate, which is mainly because I love Klefki and getting an immunity to ground when it would normally be. You get it. I love
How
Klefki
dare
a
my
lot. It gets a
Pokemon
cool
be
ability.
weak to things?
Now, after you catch one, it
whatever.
hovers around
I get
and
it.
actively helps.
Just remember,
light
this
your
thing has
way through
levitating,
the
Gengar
dark
doesn't.
hallways. Something waddles out
Although,
of the shadows ahead of you
Klefki
and
not having
glares at
levitate doesn't
you.
make sense.
Oh man, I am so excited
I
about
hate
this
when Pokemon
little
does that. It's
abomination
hovering right there,
from
but it
Mimo
can't
Baroque
fly. What?
Gallardo. Now, the primary inspiration
whatever.
is the fact that there were a bunch of transitionary birds that had teeth in their beaks.
What?
Plus, there's definitely a sprinkling of Big Bird from Sesame Street
Of course.
and a pinch of mascot horror also.
It looks a bit like
and I gotta
Black
say,
Doom.
I love how messed up this
Which is
thing
kind of
was.
fitting given
Having a single eye,
Sonic
a beak
and Shadow
on top,
Force,
this just ends up working
Sonic and
really
Shadow
well with the
Generations,
lab
which
lore.
I'm
It's
convinced
just
was
perfect.
originally
Alright,
going to be a
let's go ahead
Shadow
and
game,
meet
and they
Fang,
just slapped Sonic
the
into it as a
odd
safety
bird
net.
Pokemon.
And after seeing the
Found
freaking
around the
Sonic
lab on
Central
Site
trailer,
B,
you
it
cannot
seems
convince
that this
me
Pokemon
otherwise.
was either a failed attempt at reviving an early bird fossil Pokemon or a strange hybrid. If the
I was really gonna
single
get just
eye
Tesla
and
Generations
beak on top
on
of
my
its head
freaking
weren't
Switch,
enough
but
of
now
a
it's like with
clue,
Shadow. But anyway,
Fangix's
focusing on this.
personality is
I like this
completely
idea how its head is
unstable.
at the top.
It
The mouth is on
alternates
the
between
top, like
wanting
it's
to
supposed to
snuggle
with its head
and
down, but
angrily
doesn't.
clamping its tooth beak
Also
on
based
anyone
on
who
like
gets
how
too
like
close.
baby birds will like
Its ability is
move up to
intimidating,
have the
'cause,
worm their
look at
mama
it.
offers them, but
And
this
that
thing
lowers
is already
the
on the
foe's
head.
attack. It's not particularly tough, but it is just mad that you're even there. You dodge its bites. But
Mad
you
that
let
you're
me know,
even there.
would you
Story
catch
of my
this weird
social
little
life.
thing? Alright, continuing through the maze-like building, you actually manage to find a hidden room. By pulling some vegetation aside and sliding through a few deteriorating walls, you encounter a very rare Pokemon
Oh,
basking in a beam of sunlight pouring in through a partially collapsed roof. Alright, you have Lava Tyrant
Oh,
to thank
my.
for one of my favorite designs of the DLC right here. Now, if you don't know Lava Tyrant, you need to go check out their channel, which I will link below. I actually recently got to do some voiceover work for their Pokemon Legends Lotus series.
that was nice of you.
So be sure to watch that. It's a ton of fun. But on to what makes this submission so good. Lava Tyrant took a dinosaur, the Barapasaurus Tagorai,
and turn into a
and combined it
philosopher.
with the person who it was named after.
That's cool.
Rabindranath
I
Tagore
like
was
that
a
idea. That's
Bengali
cool
poet,
too.
Writer,
It also kind of
painter,
reminds me how of
musician, and the
thesaurus,
very first
thesaurus.
non-European to win the Nobel Prize in literature.
Dinosaur that's
It's
really
just
smart.
chef's kiss for how Lava Tyrant merged.
See,
the two
I
together.
love the community like
So
this when they
good.
have so
Alright,
much
let's
just
meet
genius
Rabi
thing.
Rappa,
Like
the
that's just some
poetic Pokemon.
inspired stuff.
Known as the wisest Pokemon of the Palean region, Rabi Rappa are known for their beautiful voice and helpful nature. They often scribble things onto bits of bark and leaves using their removable spines.
I love
and shimmering
Pokemon. They're
sap.
just like, hey,
Though
that's neat. Like
unrecognizable as any
Astoketo,
known
like
form of language,
I don't know,
the
just
scribbles still
you got
evoke
your
a
star Pokemon.
deeply
They're all
moving
cool and
form
stuff.
of
But the
poetry.
hybrid Pokemon, like
And
with
its
their
ability
like
is
the
own tempo,
pre-evolution
and that
thing, whatever you
prevents
call
it
it,
from being confused.
the spliced evolution
You're quite
stuff.
fortunate that you
But
have
like some
stumbled
like
across
this is just
this
like,
wise Pokemon,
oh my god, you're all
and it can
geniuses.
sense that you'll need its help on the island, and after a quick battle, it happily joins you.
Yay!
You continue through the building, and you eventually find where Mal has ended up. They are in some
What are you doing
sort
in the
of
dungeon?
laboratory whose lights are struggling to stay on. At the center
Oh,
of the
boy.
lab, there are
Hi,
two
Mewtwo. How you doing?
large glass chambers, completely covered by ice. Mal is attempting to peer through, but with no luck. They do find a computer terminal between the two and begin powering it on.
Could you not?
Okay,
How, did you
let's
learn nothing from
figure
last
out
time
what
we
these
tampered
two
with
are.
technology?
Come on, little computer. Power on. You can do it. I need to know.
The small screen
That
flutters
do
to
be
life,
me when my
but
computer
in
isn't working.
doing
Come
so,
on, you
it
piece
causes
of
the rest of the
junk.
lights in the building to
I
flicker
love
in
you, computer. I
response.
never do anything
An
to
error
harm you. I
message
care about
pops
you in
up
every
on the
way.
screen.
Now work, you useless piece of
Insufficient
scrap
power.
metal.
Redirect? Yes.
The duality
No.
of humans.
Yes, of course. We'll see if I can figure out what's going on here.
Just then, all of the lights in the building fail,
Ah.
plunging you into darkness.
Way to go,
save
Mel.
for a few weak beams of light sneaking through the deteriorating roof. There is a
And thus the
creaking sound, and
velociraptors
then you
are
hear
loose
two glass
onto the
cases
ship. Oh wait,
shatter.
wrong series.
The room is filled with an icy mist. And when the lights flicker back on, you see faint shapes darting through the haze. After it clears, you and Mal are alone. The two glass cases are empty, and you can't help but give Mal a little bit of a side eye.
Oh, come on. How was I supposed to know that would happen?
And we'll pick up from
Brah
there in the next
frickin'
episode.
vo.
Alright, be sure to leave a like,
Better
comment,
or
and
worse
subscribe
than
if you haven't
tentatively
already.
Egon
And a
causing
thank
big
you to
disaster?
Gipster for
I mean, I
voicing
know
Mal,
in
and
Jurassic
all of the
Park 2,
artists who
Egon
got their
kind of causes
submissions
part
in.
of the problem when he
And with that, I will catch you in the next one.
re-steals the
Later,
baby
nerds.
T-Rex in a way, like gets it away, but still. Egon was no saint in that movie, I know that for a certain fact. Although to be fair, it's Jurassic Park, no one's a full-blooded saint, really. But everyone's a bit, well, at least in the book, everyone was an asshole. Movie, more of an interpretation, but Egon, if anyone was going to be the asshole, was Egon. But to be back on point, these are some really cool designs, and like this, there you go, Mal, you freaking moron! I don't care what you are, I'm going to insult you until the cows come home with how much you've been screwing everything up. Why did we bring you? You of all people should remember what happens when we touch with technology. Tampered with the unknown. Yeah. But off that, these are some really cool designs, especially the dog thing and the dragon based off the scientist. That was really I love the community when they're so inspiring. So like a lot of this is just really cool designs, and that's awesome too. But I love when they think outside the box or further inside a box in a sense, you know? Just great combination of ideas like that. This community is so inspired. Like, I have my problems with Pokemon more nowadays, like fading out, like I'm starting to like phase out of it, but it's stuff like that that pulls me right back in and makes me want to pick up a game again, you know? I don't think I'll buy another Pokemon game. I don't know. Depends. Maybe if I have kids in the future, but that's a future problem. Well, no, it's not a problem. It's a future thing to experience. But the point is, yeah, the community is really inspired. I love stuff like this. That's what I'm trying to say here. Kids are not problems. Yeah, staying on point. I love the also like the little chicken thing's heads, it's being up like it's trying to eat food from its mommy, and a lot of other stuff. These are all excellent things. I love this community and how inspired they can be. This stuff is great. I'm gonna be really sad when it's over next week. Sad there's only 4 DLC episodes, and I've already knocked out half of them. So yeah, this series ends soon. But hey, maybe I'll pick up another Pokemon series after this. Don't know for certain yet. I got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, so I gotta catch up on. But I'll definitely come back to some Pokemon series. That's for certain. This isn't goodbye. This is until we meet again. Especially with Fruit because apparently has another series too. So again, not goodbye until we meet again. That's it. But yeah, cool stuff. God damn it, Mao. It's just the moral of this story. God damn it, Mao. Alright, cool Pokemon, cool stuff to see, and I love giving back to the community that gave me this chance in the first place, I guess. I love all the budget increases and stuff. So yeah, good stuff. Glad I checked it out. Thank you, Fruity Art, and everyone else involved who created these Mon's designs, I guess. And I guess we'll see you all in the next one. Later.